Jumbo Rafikis. Hi, my name is Katie Page, and congratulations, week 5, just a few days away from graduating in the first ever digital Africa Yoga Project RYT 200 training. I acknowledge each of you for the work and the time and the energy that you have invested into yourself and into one another and into like all of us, right? Like that's the one thing that has really stood out to me about this training, and is how we are all up to something bigger than ourselves, how we're able to create through Zoom and yeah, and just impact lives in such a big way. So thank you so much for each of you for being a yes for this incredible training. And so I'm coming to you today from Greensboro, North Carolina, and I am sharing with you on there's 12 laws of transformation, and I'm sharing with you about the first 4 laws of transformation. So the first law of transformation is seek the truth. Seek the truth. Okay, so I am reading from 40 Days to Personal Revolution by Baron Baptiste. And in it, he shares that the highest form of seeking the truth is repentance. And what he means by repentance is to have the courage. I'm going to read what he wrote. To have the courage to face the pure, unsweetened truth of ourselves so that we can move on and grow in more honest and authentic ways. Just let that land with you. I'll read it again. It's to have the courage to face the pure, unsweetened truth of ourselves so that we can move on and grow in more honest and authentic ways. It is simply the willingness to see in full truthfulness what we need to face within ourselves and our lives so that we may get into right alignment. I love it. This, for me, seek the truth has shown up in my life specifically over the past, what has it been, 8-9 months since the pandemic hit in March of 2020, is I got really clear that I had a story around practicing at home and how I didn't like practicing at home. I missed my community, missed the studio. And I created this whole story around these things that I was saying to myself. And the cost of my story is that I didn't practice. I just stopped my physical yoga practice and really held on to complaint. And even if you asked me a few months ago, oh, Katie, are you complaining about anything? I would have been oh no, I'm good. And then recently, over the past, since September, I had it was a seek the truth moment where I realized that actually I am in story and I am complaining. And my story, it holds me back from just taking the action and having self-leadership and doing the thing, right? Doing the thing that creates the results, that creates the impact, the greater impact. And so that's what seek the truth looks like in my life recently, presently. And what I discovered is that the moment that I had that aha, that I sought the truth about why am I actually not practicing at home and what must I give up, and then when I took the steps to give up the story, it's just brought me in a whole new level of appreciation and a whole new level of discovery and creation. And through my curiosity of having a self-led practice at my house, or either just getting on Zoom and being with my community and sharing this incredible Baptiste Power yoga practice with one another. So take a moment, and the facilitators, you can pause the video, but take a moment and get with a partner, and with your partner, share. Each of you will have 1 minute to share on what Seek the Truth means to you. So, okay, pause the video, and then you guys get into your groups and share 1 minute each person what Seek the Truth, how that shows up in your life, and give a real, like, present moment example of Seek the Truth in your life. Okay, see you soon. Okay, awesome. Thank you for the shares. So the next law of transformation is law number 2, be willing to come apart. And for many of us, we so desperately need to give up the control that we place on our lives, to finally give that up to experience the healing that we so desperately need. And for me, be willing to come apart has shown up in my life in a big way. Oh wow, like 2020, right? I mean, talk about the year of being willing to come apart. All the things that I had planned or thought like were so certain, and how really this year has been a year of shaking. It's been a year of so many things that I don't have control over. And what I have found is that from this law of transformation, and by being willing to come apart, that it's actually in the midst of this shaking, I have found just a whole new level of life and creativity, of collaboration, of connection, because I have let go of control. I mean, even with starting with, I own a kids and family yoga studio, Wren's Nest, in Greensboro and Burlington, North Carolina. And our physical studio space was closed starting March 15th, and has been closed and since, like, for like, what is that, 7-8 months. And and yeah, you know, there's so many things that if I had was holding on to control around that, it would have caused strife and struggle. And really, by practicing this law of transformation, of being willing to come apart, I got access to new levels of creativity and connection, and just being up to something bigger than myself. You know, our community, it's not a brick and mortar. Our community, it's one another. And so I found new ways to engage and create with our Wren's Nest community, and with so many Baptiste affiliate studios, and with Africa Yoga Project, and just like, it's opened my world up in a whole new way. So that is how, that is a present moment example of be willing to come apart, that how it shows up in my life. And before you break off with your partner to share what be willing to come apart, what a present moment experience of that is in your life, I'd like to read something that Baron wrote in our facilitation guide for 40 days to personal revolution. So this is in regards to the first 2 laws. So seek the truth, and law number 1, and then law number 2, be willing to come apart. So Baron shares the willingness to let go and surrender is essential for a personal revolution. And what we are trying to control has us being closed off to what is actually happening and what is possible for our lives. Control creates struggle. When we surrender and allow for transformation, we discover the truth within our hearts and can flow with more ease in our life. We always have an opportunity to give something up to create space for what we really want in our lives. There are no quick fixes. And so there are no quick fixes, and there's no external vices for transformation. Commit to do the work that will change the behaviors that do not serve you, your life, or the relationships that you value. Baron Baptiste's thoughts on seek the truth and be willing to come apart. So the facilitators there will pause the video and you'll share with your partner 1 minute for each person, each share on be willing to come apart and in the moment experience of be willing to come apart in your life right now. Okay, so law number 3, step out of your comfort zone. I'll say that again. Law number 3 is step out of your comfort zone. And so the comfort zone, it may feel really cozy and it feels really good, but it's actually like a sweet poison that is just silently killing off our childlike spontaneity and creativity and wonder. It's cutting off that childlike vitality. And, for me, something like a physical sensation that I feel when I know that I'm stepping out of my comfort zone is that my heart, it just races. Like it's like this deep thump within my chest. And that's when I know. It's like whenever I feel my heart like beating like that flutter, I know that it's like the time, like this is the opportunity. It's like my be brave moment, like this courageous moment, and a choice. It's a choice that I have, that I can step out of my comfort zone and step into what is causing growth, or I can choose to just stay, to be silent, to not act, and stay inside of this sweet, cozy comfort. And I can say that making this video for you is a huge stepping out of my comfort zone. And so this is it. Like you're watching me in the present, like right now, of me living into this law of transformation. Law number 3 is step out of your comfort zone. And even like in preparing for this video and thinking about it, I noticed like the story that I had in my head of like, what am I going to say, or what will I offer? Coordinating my schedule to just like sit down and to make the video, all of those things, it was like this big story in my head. And I just, took some time to like think of how I want to show up for each of you. All of us, like our Rafiqis, right? Like how to show up for you, and then just speak from my heart. And so, the video may not be perfect, and that's okay. I may not have the words every moment, and that's okay. But this right here is me being a yes for you, and a yes for my growth, for your growth, for our growth, right? As a worldwide community of well-being leaders, and simply showing up and sharing with you what step out of your comfort zone means. So again, we're going to pause the video and you'll meet with your partner, and each of you will have 1 minute to share what step out of your comfort zone, what that looks like for you, present moment, right here, right now, and then we'll come back to the video. Have fun. Okay, so law number 4, commit to growth. And this law, number 4, commit to growth, is a very powerful law. So Barron shares in his book that that we have two sides of us, that there's a side that is seeking preservation, and that there is a side that there's a pull towards growth. And whichever one that we feed, that is what's cultivated. And I want to read something that he wrote about commit to growth. So there is no exit door in life, only choices. And our life is an accumulation of the choices we make. The practice of yoga gives us the opportunity to see where we are reacting and where we are fleeing from an uncomfortable situation. And to be a powerful person and to take a stand for others and ourselves in life, we are committing to generate our highest intention, no matter how uncomfortable the situation. And this law, commit to growth, present moment example and experience in my life, and I think in all of our lives, is this training. Like, just be in the experience right now of week 5. Like, we now have seen what has been created because we all committed to growth. And I am so inspired by the team at Africa Yoga Project, who had the initial yes to create this training, something that's never been done before, on a digital platform in the middle, of a worldwide pandemic. And what they know and what they're like, they know it like the back of their hand, are live in-person trainings. And, to see their yes to say, hey, we're going to do this now. And I think they even had just like a week or two to like get this together, and created this digital RYT 200 leadership training. And then, from that powerful yes, and then making bold request, then the entire, the assisting team came on board. And we were given like a day notice, right? To like be on board and be in the work and, and creating in the moment. And so, and then, you take then another step further is like, then each of you, the 10 trainees who said yes, each of you have committed to your growth over these past 5 weeks. And I am sure that there have been moments that you want to just run out of the room. Maybe you even did, or there's moments that like you just, maybe you're in the room, but you're like not listening. You're not in the work because you're just like tired or overwhelmed or whatever it is. But so each of us like had like those choices to make. And just seeing what we see now in week 5, I see that we have all said yes and committed to growth. And from that, like, look at what has been created. And and then to know that from these 5 weeks together of our yes to commit to growth, that now how that's going to impact our families, our communities, and the world. So thank you. Like, from my heart to yours, thank you for committing to growth, for being a yes to do this transformational practice and work, and being up to something bigger than yourself. So we'll pause the video, and again, you'll meet with your partner and you'll share. Maybe you want to add on to what I've said, or you have something, a whole new like commit to growth that's present for you right now. Share that 1 minute each, and then we'll come back to the video. Have fun. Okay, so now we want to hear from you. So we will take 4 shares. So 1 share on the first law of transformation, seek the truth. one share on the second law of transformation, be willing to come apart, one share on the law number 3, step out of your comfort zone, and one share on law number 4, commit to growth. So we'll pause the video and the facilitators will select these people, and we're excited to hear what you have to share about these laws of transformation and how the present moment experience of this as lived law in your life. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing and your contribution to our training. And I also want to give a special acknowledgement to my Rafiki Pamba. It has been my joy and honor to share this training with you and to do the work with you. Thank you so much for opening your heart and your home to me through Zoom. Thank you for teaching Journey into Power in a powerful way, and being so coachable. And to each of, so thank you, Pamba. And then to each of you, Rafikis, to our Rafikis, I've heard so many incredible things about each of you. So thank you for who you are, for your contribution. And I will close this session with a poem from Journey to the Heart. And this was introduced to me by Paige Ellison, Journey into the Heart, for my very first level 1 training in November of 2017. And I close with this, and I leave you with this. Awaken the storyteller within. Each of us has a story to tell, a story to share with the world. Artists and writers are in the storytelling business. Others have different ways of telling and sharing their stories. The tackle owner sells bait, hooks, and sinkers and tells people where to fish and about the big one that got away. The master carpenter tells his story by carving and hanging a wooden door so well crafted that it swings shut gently on its own. The quilter tells her story by commemorating important moments from her life and quilts that are colorful works of art. Each of us has a story to tell, and our own way of sharing it with the world. I'll read that again. Each of us has a story to tell and our own way of sharing it with the world. It comes out through our words, through our work, and through the simple actions of our daily life. Listen to the stories of the people around you. Listen with your soul. Learn to value without judging, and listen with an open heart to the beauty of each story and the importance of the storyteller. Learn to value and appreciate the story you are living now. Awaken to the storyteller within and share your story with the world. Tell it with joy and flair. Commit to telling it with love and passion. Tell it through living your life fully, doing your work well, and creating the best life you can. Be who you are and love being that. Be who you are and love being that. Live your life from your heart. Share from your heart. And your story will touch and heal people's souls. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I send you so much love and gratitude. I acknowledge each of you. Well done. Bye, friends. Bye, Rafikis.